Hello, guys. Thank you for joining with us this evening. Okay, I see some people are here already. Wait a second. Okay, now I'm here with Rosie. Rosie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. Yeah. So hello, guys. So we are from Indonesian NPC. So happy to meet some of you. So this is only so we try to maybe accommodate some of you who are wondering how to get sponsorship. And since Rosie is also one of our participants back in 2017 during the World Youth Festival, for World Youth Festival and students in Sochi back in 2017. She was still undergraduate student back then. She was at she was from the Universitas Gadjah Mada in Yogyakarta. Well, there were several students, and actually, I just happened to know that Rosie back then and several other people from UGM had this sponsorship, which was amazing because during in 2017 we didn't have this scheme of like some of them will be get this fully funded options while the other will have to pay full. But this year the committee provide this scheme, so some of you will be granted fully funded options. So Rosie will be very happy to share her experience. Rosie also had just graduated from her master degree in Norway and now already in Jakarta. So silakan Rosie to please Rosie to share with us.
Okay.
The,
Hi.
the stage is yours. Yes.
So good evening, everyone. I'm so happy because this is like Saturday night, and some people, like join this session to know about this event, specifically about the funding. Basically, I would like to deliver this presentation in Indonesian, but since I saw some participants, I guess like the name is not from Indonesia, so it's better to deliver in English than to
Yeah.
avoid the confusion. So yeah, my name is Rostia. You can call me Rosie. I've joined the festival in 2017 with Kak Fauzan as also a leader of NPC at the time. He was very accommodating and really support us when we have a question or problems pre-departure. So yeah, I give a little background about my participation with other UGM students. So I guess more than 15 UGM students got an invitation at that time, but only 10 of us made it into the departures. So 5 of them are, withdraw their application because one of the reason is because of the funding reasons. This is not really self-funded, I guess. VS is not self-funded or WEF is not self-funded. It's partially funded. Why? Because like the food, the accommodation, and many more will be like covered by the committee. So we just need the travel support. That's a simple term of this event. So let me share about my experience at the time. This one, yes. Can anybody like see my screen? Kak Fauzan, is it okay?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So yes, this is how to secure my WFES journey in 2017 as a partially funded event. Before we will discussing about my previous events, let us discuss about this future event, which is this is the estimate of the price to go to Russia next year. It is very different with my previous experience. Like most of the flight at that time, 9 million with round trip. It is getting crazy because 13, 16, maybe like if we buy during February, it gets crazy, maybe 18 or 20. So this is just estimate price right now, not like next year. We never know what will happen next year, the price ticket. So this is like keep in mind that we're gonna face this kind of number during our departure if we got accepted. Then yep. So this is my story about the university funding. So I came from Universitas Gajah Mada at that time. It was my 5th semester in UGM. And then for me, UGM was really supportive to the student. The institution always support our event, even small event, regional level, they're gonna support us. So I was really confident at the time that this WFES will got supported also. So it is important to understand your university regulation. Are they really covering the specific amount of money for the student? It should be international or national event, or they not cover and they not support at all. You should know from the beginning. Start from now. You can like search and ask your senior or your lecturer about this funding option. At the time, I can ask for 3 level of funding. The first one is from my prodi, from my department. So I asked my caprodi or my department head, I want to go to Russia. Is there any like funding option for from the department? And my lecturers say that yes, we have, but maybe not that much. We just maybe allocate 2.5 or 2 million only for the student because we are really like small unit in university, so we cannot do more for you. But that's fine. Small money is still money, right? So I got 2.5 something from my department. And then I continue to go to another level, which is like faculty level. And then the faculty give me more. So if the department give me like 2.5, the faculty give me around 3 until 5. I'm not remember the exact money, but yes, that the estimate money that I got at the time. But my faculty told me that you can still continue your effort into the university level because they will support you more than us. But maybe the bureaucracy and the steps will be more complicated. So you need to prepare your invitation letter, and then your proposal should be like define what is the background, what is the festival a benefit for the university, what will you get, and many more to the university, and encourage them to support this event. And then one of the highlight is less student from Indonesia or UGM have been to Russia before. So that will be a good opportunity for me to, like tell my university that Russia is a rare destination for our students. So let give me an like experience to discover Russia. Then I got from the university level. It was a 2 weeks process, I guess, and I got around 8 million at that time, roughly. So from the department, faculty, and university, I got around 8, maybe up to 9. Yes. But when I have a meeting with my friends from UII, like Universitas Islam Indonesia's friend, they got more than me. So in case of UII, they got round trip ticket. So the student got more than 15 million at that time. It was enough, I guess, for round trip ticket and then maybe some entertainment or the local transportation from Jogja to Jakarta. So this will be different from university to university. So don't put my UGM experience as a benchmark or the UII experience as a, okay, I will get 15 million. No, it will be very depend on your university regulation. So just explore. And then sometimes the university have lack of funding for us, right? So I looking for another option. At that time, I sent out my proposal to company and I got the information from website. So I just like searching like how to get a sponsorship from the like BUMN or from the international company in Asia. And then some company really give us the direction. Okay, if you want to send out the proposal, you can email to our like customer service or GSR email. So I just follow the steps. But some of the company information I also got from the alumni network. So in Kantor Alumni UGM, I asked them like, do you have a list of the alumni that work as a head or director in the prestigious company in Indonesia, and maybe have the opportunity for us to send out the proposal directly to them. And then at that time, they give us the list for the company that maybe like potential to send out the proposal. And then I also like randomly tweeting on Twitter, asking like the customer service of I don't remember at the time, but maybe Pertamina or some other company. I text them, hey, how to send out the proposal to your company, and they give me the steps. So I was crazy with the FES at the time. I really want to go, so I'm looking for many ways to contact them, and then like starting to chat them as soon as possible. Even before I got accepted, I already tried to, hi, I'm gonna go to Russia. How to get a sponsor from your company? Please enlighten me. So just start, because the company, they have more strict regulation. If university can be processed during like 2 weeks, but the company, if you process maybe like before like 3 weeks or 2 weeks, I believe they're gonna reject it, because most of companies say that we're gonna receive your proposal maximum like 1 month before the event. So after like 1 month, we're gonna like automatically reject your proposal, because we have no time to review your proposal quickly. So from the company, I got from Jasa Raharja, I guess around 25 or 30 from Jasa Raharja, and also one other company. I'm really sorry, forget about the company, but it's also like BUMN, I guess. So the total was 14 million rupiah. But I'm gonna explain about this money, because like, as you remember, I got 8 million plus from the university and I got 40 plus from the company. But the story is not stopped there, because we sent out the proposal as a team, not individual. Yes, this is the steps to send out the proposal to the company. The first one, the proposal itself. Create a unique proposal and make it as a group instead of individual project. Why? Because this is to avoid a double proposal received by a company at the same time. So for example, when I got accepted, I'm looking for the contact to NPC. I asked the NPC, hi NPC, can you send the list of the all UGM participant? So I can contact them one by one and then create the, like the delegates of UGM to WFES 2017. So instead of make me like, okay, I'm Rosti, I'm gonna go to Russia, I have initiative to, okay, let me make this as a delegates of UGM. So we are like more stronger bargaining position when we want to send out the proposal instead of individual. So make sure your proposal is not clash to the same company. And then like list the company, just try to check the company that always support your university event. For example, you have like event like level of faculty of university disnatalis or something like that. Try to analyze the list of the company that support that event, so you can like ask them how to send out the proposal to them. At least you are send out the proposal to the company that's familiar with your university, right? And I also sent out my proposal into like small, not small, but in Jogja. If you realize, Jogja is not really like metropolitan city that have a big corporation there. So in Jogja, maybe like the company size is not that big, but I still keep trying to send out my proposal into some company, and they say that yeah, we can support you 1 million rupiah, but can you like take a picture of our product with the background of Moscow or Russia or the landmark of Russia to promote our product? But yes, I still appreciate that kind of kindness, because as I mentioned, small money is still money. So I was still trying to appreciate, no matter like how much money they give me. Even like some there was a small company that give me only like 500,000 rupiah, and I still received it, because why not? That's still like support from them. And then most of the company give the CSR, like corporate social responsibility, contact to us to send out our proposal, because that may be like one of their program to support the student. So just try to email them first with a nice word, and then you just like Googling the WEF 2024 rough like schedule, and then like tell them, hi, I'm Rostia. I'm from Universitas Gajah Mada. I will join the festival in Russia, like the date, and then like the event vision and so on. And then like try to ask them, do you have that support, like kind of support for that event, for that type of event? If yes, can you give me like the guidance to get those funding from your company? Because I have tried to send to XL Axiata at that time, but I didn't ask them first. So I just like sent out my proposal, and it rejected like in 3 days, because they said, oh, Rostia, we are really sorry to reject your proposal, because before you send out the proposal, you need to have like the format from our like site. So you just fill out the form and then send back to us. So you're not making your own template. So it is really important to like have the understanding of different company culture. And then at the time I create the Excel file. I cannot find it actually. I really want to share here, but it was lost. But actually I made a file like Excel, and then list of the company. I then make a track of that progress. So for example, like the date of today, for example, like December 16, and then the status is like replied or rejected or being ignored or something like that, to like just track our progress, and send out the email on Monday morning. And then my tips was, on Sunday like evening, you just like schedule all of the email that you want to send out tomorrow. So send out the email around 8 a.m., but you already create the email list on Sunday. So on Sunday I just like create maybe 15 email and I schedule on the next day and it's sent out automatically. So just do it, because like for Monday you still have time to follow up, and then follow up the email if you didn't get reply. Just follow up before weekend, maybe like Friday morning or Friday afternoon. Ask them, hi, did you already like review my proposal? Is there any update and stuff? So this one is the announcement. I got the announcement around 17 August. And then the committee really like mentions that you need to buy a ticket before September 1 and upload your itinerary to the transport. And then they're here, this one. In case you do not purchase tickets on time, your application might be canceled. It was make me, like anxious. Should I buy the ticket by my like savings, or what should I do? Because like I need to wait for the funding from the university and another like party. So what should I do at the time? I really push my university to give me like money first, and then like ask my university if there is a possibility to borrow money from the department. I will give back later. So yes, my department give me that options and then allow me to buy the ticket. So I got a ticket before the deadline, because I really worry if they cancel my plan or they cancel my applications, because they need to register our arrival on their system, right? Yeah. And this is the cover of the proposal that I made at the time. It just basic. At the time I didn't know Canva or another software or website to edit. So this is the simple proposal. I believe that these days you can do better, you can do more extraordinary design more than me. And this one is the LPJs, like pertanggungjawaban after event. So actually we just need to send out to the company the report after the program. This is the t-shirt, I guess, that we made, because one of the sponsorship agreement was if we got the money, then we gonna put their logos into our like this one, like t-shirt, and some of the documentation like this. So yeah, basically I divide the money into my friends. So 40 plus million, because we were a team at that time. So like, yeah, maybe like one person got around 3 or 4 million, but it was okay, I guess, because like I believe if I was alone, I didn't get that amount of money, because they don't believe why I should like give funding for individual needs, right? Yeah, but I think with that money, I think it's worth enough to fight for my WFES 2017, because in the end I got the facility and I got the networking, I got the friendship that long lasting, and I still keep the network until now. So I think like 10 million at that time really give me like life-changing moment until now. If Kak Fauzan mentioned that I got the scholarship also from the Norwegian government, and I believe there was a connection with Russia, because when I got a scholarship for my master degree, the question from the interview was, okay, we want to give you scholarship for your master, but we want to give to the person that experience living abroad far away, and then experience snow and winter. So do you have that kind of experience? And I tell the story about my Sochi, Kazan, Moscow experience, and the interview we say that, okay, then you can survive in Norway. Norway is a really cold country, and you've been to Russia, So I believe you can, survive in a winter situation. So that was my journey. I guess it's worth enough the travel. We can think about the travel, and then we can fight for our travel costs if we want to try. If you can try um many things more than me, it will be very good. So just discuss. I don't want to make my example as a uh this is like success story. No, of course, I believe that you can explore more these days. I think that's all. Maybe we can just like doing some chit chat or just casual talk. Fauzan. Yes.
Thank you, Rafi. So, this is very interesting. So, sorry, I got lost a little bit. So, how much did you get for one person? Because you had this 40 million something in total, yeah?
Yeah,
So, but for every person, you got how much?
I guess like 4 to 5, because like
Oh,
uh
4 to 5. I
yeah, for
see.
the company, like we got like 4 to 5 million, but luckily like each of us get a funding from the department. So mostly we can
Mm.
buy the ticket from the combination between like the department, like the university and the company. Yes.
Okay, that's such a good insight. So, uh, several things I noted that so you need to make a proposal as a group, yeah, instead of individual. Because that's also interesting, Rosie. Because when I was back in 2017, I also tried to apply for proposal, but the thing is, I applied as individual. That's why it didn't work. It didn't work for me.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Because like
yeah,
the company really think about their branding. So
yes,
more
yes, yes. That
more
makes sense.
yes, more delegates, they got more, like branding, like
Mhm.
t-shirt, and then banner or many
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, as a group. So it
That
should be
that
good. And then like for example, if we are, for example, like from UI or Unpad, they have like 10 delegates and each of them made a proposal,
Mhm.
then it will clash at some point in
Yeah,
the company. So yeah, avoiding me as an individual proposal.
yeah. That's I agree. And then you also mentioned that you need to schedule when to send the proposal. You say that you will send it on every Monday, yeah? Every
Yes, every
Monday,
Monday.
starting at very like 8 in the morning, and then you send all the proposal with so you have listed, right?
Yes, yes. And then
Yeah,
like
that's
because I got the acceptance letters on August, and then like 1 month I sent out to many like
mhm, mhm,
company, and then even like I sent out 30 and the result was 0, but at least we try send out. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So maybe I will give the opportunity to all of you who wish to talk or to ask, or maybe you can also share your experience in case you have also similar experience where you used to go abroad to attend like international festival or international event. You can share it here. So maybe if you want to talk, you may raise your hand. You can talk in Indonesian or in English.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
never mind. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
so like I think we have question here about the visa.
Ah,
Uh, will it be like a visa or sticker visa this time?
a sticker visa, absolutely, because it's not like tourist, not for touristic.
Yeah.
It's a special
Oh
event. Yeah.
yeah. And then like this one, I put a attachment that we we will like send out the passport, right, to the embassy, and
Mm-hmm.
they will process it.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
took
yeah, yeah.
really like short time, I guess, less than a week back then. So
Mm-hmm.
don't worry about the visa because they have they calculated like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
date.
yeah.
So yeah.
Rosie, can you show us maybe the insight of the content of your proposal?
Sure, sure.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
like Fauzan can answer the question, some of the question, and I will looking for my proposal. Yes.
Okay. Wait, yeah. Where is it now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was my proposal. Why I'm so well, I'm
Kamu
so
dari mana? Habis dari mana sih? Aku tadi belanja baru di
Who's that?
okay. So this
Okay.
one is my proposal. So I just put the background. I just like trying to screenshot and then like getting information from the website or their handbook.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then try to provide the festival as
Mm-hmm.
clear as possible so the university or the company know maybe they have SDGs goal so they can
Mm-hmm.
reconnect, I mean like connect with their program. For example, maybe we are sending to the company that have a focus on culture or economic or maybe
Mm-hmm.
environment, so it better to just put the goals of the festival here. Yeah, so this is the profile of the
Mm-hmm.
delegates at the time, the participant, just like a glimpse of well, who are we and what is our program. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember. I remember them all.
yes, you remember them all. So this one, it
Oh,
really
that's the
straightforward.
budget. Okay, that's the
Yes, it
budget.
was
Yeah.
it was straightforward. It just
Uh-huh.
the transportation like local from Jogja to Jakarta per person,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
like Jakarta to Moscow. We don't need
Mm-hmm.
something else. We just need like please give
Mm-hmm.
us the ticket.
Mm-hmm. So
uh
how did you like negotiate like because sometimes when the company or the institution see the budget they feel like, oh my God, that's huge amount of money. So
sure.
how did you convince them
Yes,
that
this one, the convenience.
that's one. Okay, could you please zoom? Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
Yes,
So you
because one company give us like more than 25, then we put their logos to our
mm-hmm,
t-shirt. Yes, but this one,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and then I told them this sponsorship package can be negotiated and flexible based on the
mm-hmm.
agreement. So if they want to give us less than 10 million, it's still possible. This is just like the yeah.
So, Rosie, when you mentioned that you got like more than 40 million, it was only from one company or like several companies?
Several companies. Some companies
Several companies. Okay.
25, and then
Oh,
like
wow.
10, and then like 5. So depend on how much they give us. So it's depend also like the logo placement.
Uh-huh.
So the bigger you give us, then you are more like on the spotlight, right? Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
This is like the benefit. Then actually we can say some of them really want us to bring their shoes product or clothes product and so
Mm-hmm.
on at that time. Maybe like what endorsement, maybe like that's the term. But in
Mm-hmm.
2017, the endorse
Yeah.
uh, term was not familiar, so we don't use that kind of endorse words. But maybe like for now, you can say that we can endorse your product with in Russia. Maybe you have like jacket, you have a cold, or you have like warm clothes, or many more. It's we just can match it with the weather that in Russia next year maybe as an endorse, and we get a endorse fee. It possible
Mm-hmm.
right now. It's possible right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And then don't forget to attach at least one of in the invitation letter, because
Yeah.
before we got it, before I attached this, like the company and the customer service say, can we get your official invitation letter? So we believe that this is not like scam or fake event,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there's
Mhm.
clarity on this.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the most important part.
Yeah.
The invitation
This
letter.
is the company. This is more, like colorful. Maybe like I can share the university one.
Oh, okay. So that's two different proposals, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So old, so basic. So
Very formal.
yes. This is very formal. And then the different was
Maybe you
I
could
didn't
zoom,
mention.
yeah.
Yes, I didn't mention like the flight from Jakarta to Moscow, because like I believe the university just shocked with that kind of like amount of money. So for my department, this is like specific to my department. So I try to divide like the needs of different things, right? To my department, they basically just give us maximum 5 million for every program. So I would not like put more than 5 million, because I believe they're gonna reject it. So
Yeah.
instead of being rejected, I really like put the maximum amount for them and try to match. Okay, this one is try to arrange the amount into 5 million. So this makes sense. For the faculty, because I already got like 5 million from our department, for the faculty, I just asking for what at that time, like try to make up story to the faculty. I just need something else, for example, like the the travel between, or the food, or
Yeah.
internet and stuff. So yeah. Oh, I was remember. So 5 million only approved 3 million, I guess. So
Okay.
2 million left. Then I try to fit like 2 million from this into my faculty. Yeah.
Okay. So the key to apply the sponsors to your university is to understand, to understand how much they can they allow
Yeah.
to give to every student, because usually they have, like they have their own budget to to sponsor their own students, whether in the faculty level, whether it's in the university level. So you need to understand how much the money, and do not ask more than they can give you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it must be it will be rejected. So yeah, that's also important insight, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have like I've chat with Shahdan today to ask him about his experience in UII, and then
Actually, Shahdan is here. Shahdan is
yeah, maybe Shahdan, but maybe like he's
uh,
on something else. But Shahdan
uh-huh.
told me that from university he got 10 million,
Yeah.
and then from the faculty 5 million, so 15
Wow.
million. And then after his arrival back to Jogja, he got from the international office.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's multi-layer funding. It's multi-layer funding.
That's lots of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So the thing is, looking for, looking for sponsorship is actually very, very possible. Yeah. It's not that something impossible. We just need to know where, like, how to send proposals to where, right? The timing, that's also important. The timing, and also some other, like tips and tricks that you have mentioned before. So
Yeah.
this is interesting. Okay, so maybe guys, if you want to ask directly, you may raise your hand. Boleh bahasa Indonesia, boleh bahasa ya.
Itu Doto
Doto, ya. Oke, Doto.
Hi,
Hai,
Hi,
Doto.
hello,
can you hear my voice, please?
Yeah.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Yeah. Hi.
By the way, my name is Dr. Filippo. I'm just an international student at University of Indonesia, and I'm very
Okay.
interested with this. Yeah. So actually, I really want to ask. I don't for the funding or what, but I just want to really know about the actual balance budgeting from, for instance, I'm just in Jakarta, from Jakarta to Moscow, and then from Moscow to Sochi, and how much do you need to have it? Like, what kind of saving do you need to have it before
Hmm.
you go and before you come back? Just I need to know the actual balance, actual budget actually. Thank you.
Oh, the actual budget. So, well, maybe Rosie can share us the what is it, the flight tickets you made before.
Which one, Kak?
Yang tadi yang ada table tiket pesawat.
Oh, okay. The one like the estimate
Ya,
itu
ya.
kan? Yes. Ini?
Yes. So yeah, let's say if you are going with Qatar Airways, it's around 13 million. This is for a round trip, and then you also need to book a ticket from Moscow to Sochi because there's no such direct flight Jakarta Sochi. It should be from Moscow. So you need to go from Jakarta Moscow. So that's the round trip ticket, and then Moscow Sochi round trip ticket. It's around 150. Let's say 150. Wait a second. Let's try. So 13 million, yeah. 13. Let's say 13,500. So it's around $800. Let's say for Qatar at $800 plus 150, 950. That's for whole ticket. And then of course you need some money to bring. But it's not that much because the meals already covered, the accommodations are already covered. So let's say you need maybe around 200, maybe $300. I think it's enough if you want very in a very saving mode, yeah, in saving mode. So let's say you need to have around 1,200 until $1,300 probably. Yes, because actually the value of ruble is very low right now. So if you bring dollars, you will get a lot amount of money actually. And since let's say if you're there for 1 week, in Sochi, uh, where everything has already provided there, like meals, accommodations, and everything. But of course, if you want to go to another places, because when you are in Sochi, maybe you want to go to the mountain. That's on your budget. That's on your own budget. When maybe you want to go somewhere to the sea, to any other touristic places, so it's on your budget. But if you want to do like safe mode, like total safe mode, I think it's actually very possible to have like $200 for a week in Sochi, because that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I brought 3 million.
Yeah, that even in 2017. That even in
Yes.
2017. Now back then, if I'm not mistaken, like $1 is around 50 rubles or something, but now $1 equals to around almost 90 rubles. I forgot. Yeah, something like that. So it's very possible.
Yeah, and even like 3 million at that time, I can still travel to
Yeah,
Moscow
90.
in a few days.
Yeah.
And I
So
like brought chocolate and souvenir and stuff. 3
yeah,
million. Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, something like that, Toto. Hopefully it helps. Okay, any other one to ask?
I guess like the question about that's for college student.
Okay.
So that the worker,
Nadira.
maybe like how Fauzan can share like
Well, this is a bit difficult actually. Yeah, because uh so I think ya, mungkin kalau aku pakai bahasa Indonesia aja ya, capek. jadi kalau eh, belajar dari pengalamannya Rossi, itu kan bikin proposal grup gitu ya. Mungkin bisa juga itu nanti bikin sebuah grup, dan kemarin ada pengalaman juga beli tiket itu in group ya, Rossi ya.
ya
As a
in
group, karena kalau beli tiket as a group itu lebih murah daripada individual, ya kan? Itu yang pertama. Yang kedua, mungkin bisa nanti apa namanya, ini bikinlah semacam kayak paguyuban atau organisasi yang ya saat itu aja gitu ya kayaknya gitu. Jadi kayak teman-teman nanti gabungan kayak kita mengatasnamakan apa nih gitu misalnya gitu. Atau mungkin bisa juga mengatasnamakan delegasi. Aku pikir that's possible sih, ya kan? Jadi
yeah.
bisa, iya.
I have experience.
Hmm.
So it was not for WFES, but I went to like different international competition abroad, like Ratoh Jaro, like Saman competition.
Mhm.
And then if you are like working but you have like friend in from same region, you can like ask the proposal from the government. For example, like me and Kak Fauzan, maybe we are from Medan or maybe like Bogor, so we can like okay, this is like Bogor delegation to Russia, and then like
Okay, that's
send
yeah,
it out to
yeah.
the government. It's
Mhm.
like no matter, right, we are worker or
Mhm.
student, but as long we are under the specific region, we can like make a paguyuban under the umbrella
Wow.
of okay, we are from the region, and then like ask support from the kabupaten or kota or maybe like governor like level.
Yeah. That I think that's possible. I agree with that ya. And izin bertanya, untuk tadi ditujukan bahwa harus memberikan info pesawat terlebih dahulu. Nah, kita langsung beli tiket round trip atau satu trip aja, mengingat kalau kita harus daftar regional program. Oke. Jadi kalau regional program itu round trip hanya dari Sochi ke Moskow ke destination regionnya, terus balik lagi ke Moskow. Jadi cuma di situnya aja gitu. Tapi kalau pulang ke rumah ya itu harus yang round trip yang kita, kalau memang tidak mendapatkan tiket gitu. Kalau memang lolos seleksi tapi tidak mendapatkan tiket. Cuma kalau dapat regional program, yang dapat tiket hanya untuk regional programnya itu aja. Gitu.
Mungkin bingungnya ini Kak, kalau yang regional, berarti kan misal pengumumannya nih belum tahu nih regional pengumumannya kapan. Nah kalau regional pasti dia nih pulangnya lebih lama. Nah misalnya
Iya,
sama
that's right.
panitia gitu,
Oke. Oke, I got it. Iya. Oke, itu kayaknya harus dikonfirmasi dulu ya, karena setauku juga nanti ketika pengumuman itu baru pengumuman lulus atau enggak aja gitu. Karena nanti untuk regional program akan ada lagi step-nya, karena itu kan ada beberapa kota tuh, nanti kita akan milih. Kalau sekarang kan teman-teman cuma diminta untuk willing to participate or not in regional program. Ya submit. Tapi belum ada follow up-nya ya kan, gitu. So itu mungkin nanti sih.
But Kak, aku remember something.
Hmm, hmm.
Jadi when the committee ask, aku nggak ingat itu case-nya siapa, he or she send a dummy ticket
Dummy
to
tiket. Aha.
dummy ticket just to inform the committee I'm gonna go there, but
Mhm.
wait, I don't have the real ticket. Like
Iya, iya,
so,
iya.
he like
Iya,
order like the dummy ticket at a time to
yeah,
just
that's also possible because that's only to confirm the participation.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oke. Oke, Ratia, mau bicara.
Oke, thank you. Aku pakai bahasa Indonesia aja ya.
Silakan.
Silakan banget.
Capek nih kayaknya. Mau tanya beberapa hal sih sebenarnya. Aku kan juga alumni Rusia ya. Nah, pengen tanya kalau misalnya ada nggak case untuk alumni Rusia untuk submit proposal, ada nggak sebelumnya yang grupnya itu alumni gitu? Mungkin bisa diceritain. Terus kalau misalnya ya source-nya bisa apa aja sih kalau untuk alumni gitu. Terus satu, yang kedua di personal data itu kalau nggak salah kita input kayak who recommend you kan. Nah itu kalau misalnya kita select pilih salah satu entah Russian University atau Russian institution, apakah itu menjadi hal yang dipertimbangkan untuk kita granted or chosen gitu. Terus
Oke.
ada lagi, terus kalau misalnya flight yang ke Moskow itu, dari Moskow ke Sochi itu possible untuk di cover juga kah oleh the festival, the committee, atau memang ya untuk yang granted gitu, itu juga oleh committee atau memang hanya flight ticket dari negara asal gitu. One more questions please.
Oh, baik. Tolong ingetin kalau boleh lupa. Terus?
Okay, really excited because this event is in Russia and this is my chance actually. So the last question is about the passport. Boleh diubah nggak sih passwordnya? Karena kan ada yang expired ya, maksudnya expirednya deket tuh. Kalau kemarin kan kita upload ya karena emang yang ada aja gitu kan. Nah itu possible nggak? Nah itu aja, thank you.
Oke, ya. Jadi yang pertama soal alumni, berarti kamu dari lulusan alumni, maksudnya lulusan dari Universitas Rusia gitu ya?
Mute
Maksud,
mungkin.
oh iya, aku harus, iya.
Ya benar.
Oh,
Lulusan
oke.
dari
Aku nggak inget ya waktu yang tahun 2017 itu kayaknya nggak ada yang lulusan alumni Rusia, tapi memang mahasiswa-mahasiswa Indonesia ada di Rusia, ada yang jadi peserta gitu. Cuma
Oke.
kalau dari alumni, aku nggak pernah lihat sih ya. Kayaknya nggak ada gitu waktu itu. Kayaknya tidak ada waktu itu. Karena memang jumlah pesertanya pun tidak sebanyak yang tahun ini gitu. So mungkin ya akhirnya bisa coba dengan cara yang tadi yang dijelasin Rosi juga. Jadi entah mungkin jadi satu kesatuan delegasi mengatasnamakan provinsi kah, atau dari kabupaten, atau dari kota, atau seperti itu gitu loh. Jadi nanti ketemu misalnya ada sama teman-teman yang lain, mungkin yang kebetulan yang juga sama-sama sudah bukan mahasiswa gitu ya, kan bisa jadi satu kesatuan gitu, satu kesatuan delegasi. Nah itu yang mungkin bisa nanti kita teman-teman coba sih dari
Ya.
situ.
Nah kalau alumni center gimana tuh? Ada yang pernah coba nggak untuk kayak, kan biasa ada career center dan alumni center gitu, pusat-pusat seperti itu.
Maksudnya di universitas atau
Dia
gimana?
kayak di universitas kan biasanya ada tuh yang kayak alumni center kayak gitu-gitu.
Itu Rosi tadi yang coba ya?
Iya, tapi justru alumninya yang bayarin kita, yang ngasih.
Oh, oke.
So jadi kayak misalnya alumni ini dia udah waktu itu sih ada alumni petinggi BNI gitu. Jadi alumni center itu kan dia database, dia menyimpan database universitas kayak alumni-alumni itu nge-track what the alumni like doing right now gitu. So like the alumni office itu cuma kasih, okay, maybe you can try to send to BRI, BNI because we have some alumni that have a really high position in that place gitu.
I see, I see. Oke.
Oke. Aku udah lupa apa lagi tadi pertanyaan.
Pertanyaannya,
Yang
there is like possibility of Sochi, like Moscow, Sochi
Oh,
ticket if you have
itu
like fully funded.
kalau memang dapat fully funded berarti memang ya semua di cover.
ya, oke.
Itu include. Kemudian apalagi tadi?
Kalau misalnya emang kita mau, oke, flight tiket yang internasionalnya, sorry agak berisik.
Mhm.
Tiket internasionalnya itu di cover sama kita, tapi yang tiket lokalnya bisa nggak sih kayak kita pengajuan ke mereka untuk nge-cover gitu?
Oh, maksudnya dari daerah asal ke
Dari
Jakarta atau gimana?
dari komitinya.
Enggak, maksudnya yang lokal tuh maksudnya mana?
Moscow,
Lokal
Sochi.
Sochi, Sochi.
Moskow ke Sochi.
Ya.
Oh, kemarin sih, itu aku nggak tahu ya. Cuma kemarin banget baru aku tanya ke mereka. Moskow Sochi itu pun nggak termasuk dalam ranahnya untuk yang
Hmm.
di cover gitu loh. Jadi memang hanya mengcover akomodasi dan meals dan visa.
Oke.
Untuk yang nggak dapat
Mm-mm.
tiket ya.
Iya,
Mhm.
jadi memang itu makanya kami coba buat forum seperti ini juga supaya mungkin teman-teman ada bayangan nih.
Ya.
Kalau misalnya nanti memang terpilih tapi tidak dapat tiket, terus what to do gitu kan? Mungkin dari sekarang udah bisa ada bayangan-bayangan kayak gue mesti ngapain ya kira-kira, kayak mungkin harus nyari-nyari ke siapa, nanya-nanya ke siapa, atau mungkin ada orang tua atau saudara, ada om tantenya yang mungkin punya koneksi kemana, bisa juga gitu kan.
Ya, ya.
Apalagi kalau ternyata ada koneksi yang mungkin bisa akomodasi lebih banyak orang gitu. Makanya bukan cuma diri sendiri, karena itu kan pasti akan bermanfaat buat yang teman-teman yang lain juga gitu.
Iya.
Mm-mm.
Ada juga sih, aku nggak tahu ini bisa dicontoh or not,
Hmm,
tapi
mhm,
ada juga exchange waktu itu ke Germany. Tapi
mhm,
the one who got the invitation itu ya selebgram or influencer gitu. She
mhm.
has like more than 10,000 followers, and then she always like doing like endorsement and stuff. So when she want to go to Germany, dia kayak profiling kayak portfolio dia. Okay, I have this kind of big followers, so I can like bring some product to Germany and then like doing photo shoot there. Ya, dan itu beberapa dia bawa kayak sepatu boots saat itu karena winter. Jadi sekalian promosi di sana gitu. Sekalian dia ngiklan di sana, dikasih produknya untuk dibawa, plus dia juga dikasih like endorsement fee gitu. Itu
Hmm.
individual sangat mungkin if we have that kind of like strong background or strong profile, then we can do like personal project seperti itu gitu kan.
Iya, iya.
Ada bisa dicoba individual if you believe that you can you have a power in social media.
Social media ya. Oke, that's good. Kira-kira gitu, Ratia. Ya.
Ali Abakar atau Bayu Wibisono itu Kak.
Oh ya.
Maybe Ali.
Ratia udah atau gimana?
Oh, tadi ada yang kalau kan yang di personal data itu yang who
Oh, yang
recommend
recommended.
ya.
Itu sebetulnya nggak terlalu ngaruh. Bukan nggak terlalu, itu sebenarnya nggak ngaruh sih sebenarnya. Itu nggak ngaruh. Jadi memang kalaupun ada yang merekomendasikan, itu memang nanti akan dicek gitu. Apakah
Hmm.
betul
Tanyakan langsung di
direkomendasikan? Gitu. Jadi memang, tapi karena ini pun kemarin sudah lewat, jadi ya
Mhm.
memang ya udah, kan kita udah nggak bisa ngedit data lagi kan sebetulnya. Jadi tapi sebetulnya itu nggak ngaruh kok. Itu nggak ngaruh, nggak ngaruh.
Oke,
Ah, ah.
kayak hasil video dan lain-lain ya portfolionya juga.
Mhm, mhm. Iya, iya,
Oke.
iya.
Satu lagi berarti yang paspor bisa
Oh,
diubah nggak?
pasport bisa, karena itu harus diubah. Itu nggak mungkin nggak. Itu pasti harus diubah nanti karena harus sesuai. Ya. Bahkan kalau
Oke.
ada kesalahan nama, ada apa, itu harus diubah nanti.
Mhm. Oke, clear. Thank you
Oke,
banget.
ya
Ali.
sama-sama. Ah,
Ali.
Oke, Ali, Ali, Ali apa bakal? I think this one from. Halo,
Can you hear us, Ali? I or
Okay,
maybe
maybe Bayu first. Okay.
Oke,
Aha.
makasih atas kesempatannya. Saya mungkin mau clarify aja masalah visa itu. Itu kan tadi yang dari slide Kak Rosi ya. Itu kan cuma kita harus mengumpulkan dokumen yang diperlukan dan submit ke embassy. Nah, nanti tadi juga sempat dengar dari Kak Fauzan ya bahwa kita bukan termasuk kategori turis. Nah, tapi
Ya.
nanti masuknya
Halo.
kemana?
Masuknya ke humanitarian. Jadi ada kategorinya gitu. Kita tetap harus apply, tapi memang nanti ada ininya, ada apa ya, kayak pilihannya gitu. Jadi memang bukan turis, karena memang ini untuk khusus gitu ya, invitation gitu.
Oh, tapi harus tetap ke embassy yang di Jakarta ya.
Tetap harus ke embassy ke Jakarta, cuma memang nggak harus hadir. Oke. Nggak harus hadir, bisa juga diwakili bisa. Jadi paspornya aja yang dikirim itu bisa.
Iya. Dulu juga yang dari Jogja kita cuma satu yang berangkat gitu kan. Jadi just like we were 10, terus kita send out like one, karena namanya juga paspor. Paspor is very confidential. Okay, we can like send out to embassy atau apa. Cuma we have like trust issue, maybe it lost somewhere, so maybe we gonna cancel our trip. So kita ada send out satu orang yang bisa bawain please satu gepok paspor ini dan tolong diurusin ke sana gitu.
Ya, that's right. Gitu Bang.
Kemudian kan saya juga sempat dengar sana sini kalau mau bikin visa di embassy kan harus melalui visa Academicru dulu, Kak.
Iya, iya.
Itu yang masalah $80 yang harus dibayar cash dalam
Itu
bentuk
enggak.
USD di embassy itu gimana?
Itu enggak, karena visa semua gratis. Visa gratis.
Oh, kalau humanitarian gratis ya.
No, iya pokoknya masalah visa itu nggak akan ada biaya apapun.
Terlepas dari ekspres atau reguler, pokoknya free ya.
Free. Itu udah di seluruh dunia.
Halo.
Iya.
Oh, oke, Kak. Berarti nanti mungkin akan ada panduannya untuk di visa Academicru-nya dulu ya.
Ya, pasti ada. Iya. Ada.
Spasiba, Kak.
Oke, thank you.
Yes,
Ya,
Ali.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
I'm fine. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, we're good.
Very good.
Okay, that's good. I have a 4 small question. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah. Please.
I just jumped on the bandwagon. Sorry for the delay. I have 4 small questions. The first question is even free.
My
second
what?
question, the event of
the event is free. Hello.
Yeah, the connection. Lost kayaknya, Kak.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
This is my first question. Is the event is free? My second question: how to find a sponsor to finance the travel project?
Well, you know Yep.
Where are you stay right now, Ali?
Hello?
Are you student or worker in Indonesia?
I'm a student in Indonesia.
Yeah, so the event is we call it partially free actually, or partially funded. Well, it depends on
Partially funded, yes.
Okay.
partially
Partially funded. Okay.
Yeah. So like the default, the default or originally this is partially funded, but the organizer they have this scheme that make it possible for the participants to get fully funded options. Well, it depends on how much points you gain based on the portfolio, based on your essay, and based on your video. So the accumulation of the points from these three assignments,
Okay.
if your points, let's say, get into the top 75, for example, because the quota, I mean, those who get the flight tickets is only
Okay, wow.
50% of the total quota of the country. Every country has different quota. For example, Pakistan have 250, which quite big. Us in Indonesia only 150. So in every country it's different. Maybe maybe Malaysia is smaller than us. Maybe Thailand small. Yeah, something like this. So yeah, it's partially funded.
Okay. My second question, how to find a sponsor to finance the travel. So right, my third question, if it is not free, what is the overall cost to go to Russia?
Well, yeah, as we have mentioned before that because we have shown the estimation of the flight tickets before. Yeah, so as it's probably if you have around 1,200 to 1,300 dollars, it will be enough for the tickets
Okay.
from Jakarta to Moscow round trip, and then tickets from Moscow to Sochi round trip. Plus, at least you need to have your own cash. Yeah. So please remember also, guys, that in Russia you cannot use cards because the sanctions. So Visa and MasterCard is not possible. So you need to bring cash, which means
Okay.
you need to bring dollars, and then you will exchange your money to rubles in Russia. So yeah, you can only use cash in Russia. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. My last question, I am not in your WhatsApp group. Can you insert me into the group and send the PDF documents? Okay.
Okay. So okay, maybe what's your maybe you can write your number in the direct message here.
Yeah, you can like direct message me your number or
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So have a nice day.
Okay, Claudio, you want to ask, Claudio?
Oh iya Kak, aku mau
Ya.
nanya.
Ya.
Bagus banget ya exposure-nya terkait dengan pengalaman di WF juga. Saya mau nanya sebenarnya mungkin pertanyaannya mohon maaf ya kalau agak ngulangin ke pertanyaan sebelumnya ya, karena memang ya banyak pertanyaan lah terkait dengan kesononya gitu loh. Jadi terkait dengan penerbangan, berarti memang sudah benar ya, memang ini perjalanan round trip itu tiketnya dari Jakarta Moskow terus Moskow ke Sochinya. Nah itu kalau misalnya kita dapat, misalnya nih contoh nih, let's say regional program ya, itu juga sama kah gitu? Dari rutenya dari mana dulu ya kalau regional program ya?
Jadi kalau original kalau regional program, kalau regional program itu kan memang ada beberapa pilihan ya, ada beberapa pilihan apa namanya tergantung nanti kita dapat di mana gitu, tergantung kita dapat di mana. Jadi yang memang dibayar itu adalah dari, karena gini kan tanggal 1 sampai tanggal 7 itu kan di Sochi, ya kan. Nah, kemudian tanggal 10 sampai tanggal 17 itu adalah di regional program, tapi memang pertama 3 hari di Moskow dulu. 3 hari di Moskow dulu. Jadi memang dari Sochi ke Moskow dulu itu udah pasti atas biaya dari mereka. Udah pasti stay 3 hari di sana. dari berarti let's say tanggal 10, 11, 12 itu di Moskow, kemudian mungkin 12 sore atau mungkin 13 pagi itu ke daerah yang sudah nanti akhirnya dituju gitu. Dari Moskow ke daerah tersebut pasti juga dibiayai. Nanti pulang sampai tanggal 17. Tanggal 17 itu adalah pemilu presiden di Rusia dan mungkin beberapa di antara peserta regional juga nanti berkesempatan untuk memantau langsung kegiatan pemilu di Rusia. Nah, seperti itu. Jadi biasanya mungkin lihat-lihat ke TPS-TPS-nya gitu ya. Nah, setelah tanggal 17 itu nanti baru balik dari region masing-masing ke Moskow. Jadi kemungkinan kalau ikut regional program berarti setelah dari tanggal 17 itulah nanti baru pulang dari Moskow. Mungkin tanggal 18-nya. Kira-kira seperti itu. Ya.
Tapi dia akan bolak-balik Moskow frequently gitu. Mesti lebih banyak ya kan, berarti kalau misalnya dari Indonesia ke Moskow, pasti dia akan stop di Moskow beberapa kali kan, if
Transit ya berarti ya. Oke.
Ya, betul.
that is like different experience. Kalau dulu itu regional program dulu gitu. Jadi waktu yang 17 dari Jakarta ke Moskow, lalu Moskow dijemput ke regional, dari regional diterbanginlah semua ke Sochi. Habis dari Sochi pulang gitu. Kalau sekarang kan Sochi dulu baru disebar, balik lagi Moskow, terus baru pulang gitu. Cuma dibalik aja.
Oke. Nah, terus kalau kesananya ya, yang aku penasaran, ini kita ini sendiri-sendiri gitu atau bareng-bareng gitu per delegasi Indonesia ya gitu pertanyaannya Kak, kalau ke sono.
Kalau yang dapat tiket mungkin akan bareng-bareng satu pesawat. Mungkin ya. Ini aku baru mungkin ya. Cuma kayaknya sih nggak mungkin. Antara mungkin atau enggak karena tergantung karena tergantung availability seat dong ya. Gitu kan. Maksudnya kan tiba-tiba ngangkut 75 orang langsung dari Jakarta ke Moskow gitu ya. Belum tentu ada seatnya gitu kan. Jadi mungkin beda pesawat. Mungkin beda pesawat, tapi mungkin ya dibagi 2 atau bagi 3, mungkin seperti itu. Idealnya memang satu pesawat. Tapi kalau yang kemarin pun yang tahun 2017 akhirnya ada tuh grup-grupnya, misalnya ada grup Turkish, ada grup Emirates, ada Emirates nggak sih? Kalau aku grup
China Southern,
aku grup China Southern yang terlantar. Ya, jadi aku sempat ke daerah di mana itu di Xinjiang gitu ya. Itu bukan Shenzhen yang Uighur itu di sana, itu daerah apa sih? Ya pokoknya perbatasan Cina Utara sama Rusia lah itu ya. Itu aku udah pusing banget. kena tahan di sana. Jadi lumayan. Jadi banyak, jadi macam-macam. Jadi ya kalau bisa barengan sama teman-teman yang lain kan lebih enak. Jadi bisa bareng-bareng gitu. Gitu.
Nah,
tapi
terus
di sananya pasti nanti akhirnya ketemunya bareng gitu, karena kita pasti akan di satu wisma di situ.
Berarti tergantung sikonnya ya berarti ya Kak.
Tergantung sikon, betul. Ya.
Oke. Nah, kalau soal visa, memang visa kan tadi gratis ya, dan itu apa tadi bagian humanitarian ya Kak ya? Kita masuknya ya. Kalau WF ya.
Humanitarian, ya humanitarian.
Nah, kalau pas humanitarian kita masih perlu kayak mungkin dokumen lah atau apa gitu, atau udah nggak usah, atau udah langsung ketahuan gitu. Ini kita ikut program WF gitu.
Tetap harus dibawa invitation letternya sama form visanya, kan tetap kita harus ngisi form di website. Itu aja yang di print. Jadi cuma form invitation letter sama paspor, udah itu aja.
Sama paspor.
Itu aja. Iya.
Oke. Nah, ini yang menarik nih Kak. Tadi ada yang mention soal paspor ya. Aku nggak tahu ya perubahan apa tadi ya yang tadi di mention. Nama atau apa ya? Saya nggak tahu juga tadi.
Kalau expired kan berarti dia ganti nomor paspor.
Oh iya. Kalau aku sih nggak ada masalah ya kayak. Cuma mungkin yang agak membingungkan itu kan karena mungkin masalah full name ya. Kan full name kan kalau di bagian kita kan di endorsement Kak. Nah, aku kan bagian yang bagian utamanya kan memang ya nama yang karena nggak cukup ya space-nya ya. Nah itu nanti kalau di sana yang mana ya Kak? Endorsement kayak gitu-gitu. Karena aku masih baru pertama kali nih keluar negeri, jadi aku belum tahu gitu.
Sebetulnya enggak.
Itu gimana ya Kak?
Biasanya, pokoknya dia akan ngelihat sesuai dengan yang dokumen paling depan sih biasanya. sama
Oh
yang
gitu.
pokoknya data yang di depan itu profil data diri kita itu biasanya.
Oh jadi yang diutamakan data yang di depan ya Kak. Kalau
Iya,
misalnya kita nunjukin yang full di endorsement-nya itu bisa juga atau gimana?
bisa juga. Cuma maksudnya kan biasanya orang kan pasti langsung buka yang depannya. Ini
Oh.
masalahnya kenapa? Nama kamu cuma ada berapa kata atau gimana maksudnya?
Bukan, jadi karena aku nama lengkap ya, ada 4 suku kata nih Kak. Nah, karena pasti kan paspor nggak muat dong, yang bagian depan dong, karena
Oh iya.
ya, jadi kan ada di endorsement-nya tuh Kak. Endorsement-nya itu kan
Oh,
baru full name saya di situ. Nah,
oh
waktu
iya.
itu kan memang aku kan di mana-mana memang yang aku lihat kan di depannya kan. Aku nggak
Di
kepikiran kalau
depannya.
yang endorsement-nya juga di scan. Nah maksudku nanti kalau di itu yang paling penting itu bisa dua-duanya nggak Kak? Endorsement sama yang nama utamanya di itunya halaman
Saya
depannya gitu.
saya pikir sih yang nama halaman depan.
Oh
Tapi
gitu.
itu nanti bisa dikonfirmasi. Itu masih lama, nanti bisa
Oh, tapi yang penting
dikonfirmasi
bisa
lagi.
dikonfirmasi, maksudnya bisa diomongin ya. Kalau maksudku,
Bisa,
misalnya contoh nih buat terima
bisa.
sertifikat atau apa kan, jadi biar sama gitu loh.
Iya, bisa. Nggak
Bisa ya
masalah
Kak.
kalau itu. Iya,
Oke,
itu nggak
sip.
masalah.
Baik, makasih
Oke,
Kak Fauzan dan Kak
ya
Rosi atas webinar yang
sama-sama.
luar biasa ini Kak.
Thank you. Ya, oke. Jimmy, ya silakan kalau mau tanya.
Oke, selamat malam Mas Fauzan dan
Iya.
Mbak Rosi.
Hmm.
Izin tanya Mas, aku boleh tanya kalau soal currency money exchange itu gimana ya Mas? Boleh jelasin lagi nggak? Dan satu lagi pertanyaan, kalau kita ke sana misalnya kita dapat flight ke sana, apakah ada minimal uang saku yang harus kita bawa atau gimana gitu Mas? Itu aja sih mungkin Mas.
Kalau exchange itu aku selalu di Rusianya sih, nggak pernah di Indonesia karena itu sangat langka mencari rubel dan ya kalaupun ada itu juga terbatas. Jadi ya memang sebaiknya tuker di Rusia langsung. Jadi bawa dolar dari sini. Jadi kita tuker dolar dulu dari sini. Jadi let's say bawa 200 sampai 300 dolar misalnya buat uang saku aja gitu ya. Terus tukerlah di Rusianya di bank manapun bisa gitu. Jadi itu
Ini sih Kak,
terus
mungkin aku mau tambahin tadi ya, uang saku ya. Kalau bentar aku coba share, jadi ada satu website yang aku sering pakai, itu namanya ini.
Oh nice.
Kelihatan
Apa
nggak?
ini?
Humbeo.
Kelihatan.
Nah, jadi kita bisa, ini kan cost living, tinggal kita aja hidup di mana. Misalnya aku sekarang tinggal ya di Jogja gitu ya misalnya. Yogyakarta. Nah, Yogyakarta. Habis itu compare Yogyakarta with Sochi. Terus Russia. Terus bentar. Ya. Nah, ini kita bisa tahu nih harganya. Jadi kayak misalnya mau memperkirakan lah, istilahnya kita di Sochi mau uang saku berapa nih kita bisa lihat. Misalnya nih susu 1 liter di Sochi 13.000, di Jogja 17.000.
Lebih murah di
Lebih murah di Sochi.
Padahal di Jogja termasuk murah ya saudara-saudara
ya. Terus habis itu misal kita mau makan pisang aja deh, mau hemat. Pisang 14.000 di Sochi, terus di Jogja dia 18.000 kayak gitu.
Ya, pindah ke Rusia aja kalau kita.
Terus habis itu nih misalnya banyak sih, maksudnya ini bisa untuk jadi perkiraan aku harus bawa uang berapa ya. Misal
Oke,
mau
nice.
mau beli kentang nggak di Sochi 7.000, di Jogja 16.000.
Kentang emang murah banget di sana, di mana-mana kentang makannya, iya.
Ini air putih mungkin yang lebih mahal ya.
Iya, kalau air mahal ya.
Nah, ini teman-teman tuh bisa combine apa namanya kotanya. Misal kalau ada bakal transit di mana? Ada transit di Moskow atau apa? Ya tulis aja bakal transit di compare Jakarta with Moskow. Di sini ditulis di Moskow. Itu really helpful untuk mengetahui kayaknya bawa duit segini cukup banget lah untuk ini.
Iya. Aku nggak pernah tahu loh.
Mungkin boleh dikirim linknya.
Ya, numbeo.com.
Numbeo itu ya. Mungkin
Oh ya
nanti
Mas,
di
satu pertanyaan lagi Mas.
Mhm.
Kan Rusia kan udah di banned oleh SWIFT ya. Kalau kita pakai kripto di sana itu available nggak Mas?
Pakai apa?
Untuk
Pakai apa?
kripto,
Oh, kripto.
cryptocurrency.
Jujur aku nggak terlalu paham sama kripto ya, tapi setahu aku memang mereka bisa transaksi dengan kripto gitu. Cuma se seumum apa penggunaan kripto di sana itu aku nggak terlalu tahu gitu. Tapi memang orang-orang banyak mulai menggunakan kripto, bahkan presiden udah bilang kayak bisa untuk transaksi kripto kalau nggak salah. Tapi ya seberapa umum dan seberapa lazim itu aku kurang kurang paham gitu ya. Jadi kayaknya itu harus harus cari-cari informasi dulu sih.
Nah, iya Mas, saya juga waktu itu kan saya lihat salah satu artis Rusia yang ingin konser
Mhm.
di Bali itu Morgenstern itu juga untuk membayar tiketnya itu harus
Mhm.
pakai kripto Mas. Oke, saya eh, ingin tanya aja Mas tentang kripto di Rusia itu. Mungkin itu aja
Iya
Mas.
iya iya. Iya, sayangnya
Oke.
aku belum belum bisa jawab kalau soal itu.
Iya Mas, nggak apa-apa Mas.
Ah,
Oke, terima
Oke,
kasih Mas
ya,
Fauzan dan Mbak Rosi.
sama-sama. Iya iya. Oke. Terus
Boleh saya
Jimmy,
tambah
ya.
lagi nggak, Mas?
Oh iya
Pertanyaannya
boleh boleh. Apa?
terkait. Nah, tadi berkaitan dengan pertanyaan Jimmy nih. Kalau misalkan kartu debit kan memang nggak bisa ya. Tapi saya mau nanya, kalau Union Pay misalnya dari rumah nih, contoh saya bawa Union Pay, itu transaksi narik duit itu bisa nggak di sono Union Pay?
Oh, menurut teman-teman yang ada di Rusia itu nggak di semua tempat bisa. Jadi kayak agak tricky aja gitu. Agak
Hmm.
tricky aja. Jadi kayak ada ATM yang bisa, ada ATM yang enggak gitu. Jadi kalau amannya sih emang bawa cash, amannya gitu.
Dolar ya?
Takut
Dolar
dolar, iya.
AS.
Dolar, iya. Harus dolar, iya. Jadi nanti tinggal tukar di sana, gitu. Jadi
Baik.
aman, karena takutnya nanti aku bilang kayak bisa pakai Union, walaupun mereka di sana bilang bisa bilang Union Pay, tapi pada prakteknya ketika aku tanya sama teman-teman yang di sana nggak semuanya selalu bisa gitu. Nah, kan kita nggak tahu nih kalau di Sochi seperti apa gitu ya. Maksudnya apakah di setiap ini apa di setiap ATM itu bisa atau enggak kan kita nggak tahu gitu kan. Takutnya agak berisiko. Jadi mendingan sih bawa ini aja. Kalaupun kalau mau pakai kartu yaitu untuk misalnya nanti pas transit aja di mungkin entah tergantung ya transit mungkin di Dubai atau transit di Qatar atau di mana gitu ya. Di situ paling
Oh gitu. Iya Mas, karena kan mungkin karena faktor saya suka baca katanya Union Pay bisa. Saya penasaran gitu, emang bisa Pak? Karena kan
iya.
bisa, ada yang bilang enggak. Jadi saya kayak bingung
Ya,
gitu.
memang seharusnya bisa karena mereka memang kan nggak ada sanksi apa-apa. Cuma
Mhm.
ternyata sih kayaknya agak-agak ya itu dia agak-agak tricky juga gitu loh. Agak-agak tricky juga gitu. Jadi daripada beresiko nanti nggak bisa punya uang sama sekali kan, jadi yang mendingan saya pikir jangan ambil resiko itu gitu.
Oke, baik Mas. Terima kasih Mas Fauzan dan Kak Rosi.
Sama-sama. Siapa lagi? Ada?
Ini Kak Ketut Rama, kalau
Oh
misalnya
iya.
pakai China Southern, apakah perlu visa transit?
Oh ya, perlu. Tapi tergantung di mana. Karena waktu itu ke Shenzhen. Kalau Shenzhen iya. Jadi jadi ada pengalaman teman kita waktu itu sebenarnya satu dua tiga berempat kalau nggak salah, berempat sama Mariati Ros. Nah, kemudian aku sama Okta sama Manda itu memang dengan China Southern dan dari awal itu aku udah nyari-nyari dan memang katanya karena aku transit di Shenzhen itu harus pakai visa transit karena kita ngelewatin imigrasi. Nah, jadi kalau udah melewati imigrasi pasti dicek. Itu saya agak aneh juga kenapa bandara di situ kita harus padahal itu cuma transit ya. Tapi kita harus lewatin imigrasi. Makanya dipakailah visa. Bahkan ketika sampai saya lupa itu namanya apa yang di provinsinya yang ada Uighur yang di atas itu di Xinjiang atau aku
Xinjiang.
lupa ya, iya mungkin itu kali. Itu pun juga diperiksa visanya. Jadi memang itu pakai visa. Tapi kalau ke Guangzhou, kalau nggak salah sih itu nggak pakai visa gitu. Jadi karena satu lagi, jadi temanku yang si Manda itu dia perginya lewat Shenzhen, dia harus pakai apply visa transit, tapi pulangnya dia lewat Guangzhou. Jadi dia cuma apply satu visa transit aja. Aku apply 2 kali visa transit karena untuk pergi dan pulang. Karena dua-duanya lewat Shenzhen. Jadi pasti harus apply. Jadi ini memang agak-agak tricky kalau dengan China Southern, itu benar-benar harus lihat apakah harus apply visa atau enggak. Karena satu temanku yang namanya Mariati waktu itu, kita udah sama-sama di Soekarno-Hatta, aku udah masukin bagasi, pas dia mau masukin bagasi, di check in, ada visanya nggak boleh berangkat. Akhirnya dia tidak berangkat dan harus beli tiket baru saat itu juga ke Hong Kong, gitu. Saat itu juga. Iya. Jadi itu memang agak pusing ya. Jadi memang
Visanya
harus.
berarti apply sebelumnya Kak, sebelum berangkat ya visanya?
Oh iya, harus apply sebelum berangkat. Iya, bukan VOA. Sebelum berangkat datang ke bukan ke kedubes Cina sih, itu dia di mana tuh yang di Kuningan itu, aku lupa namanya, kayak one stop service apalah gitu yang buat visa ke Cina.
Jadi
Gitu.
Nggak ini sih, jangan tergiur dengan apa namanya nih ya, kalau misalnya kita lihat nih, kelihatan banget kan dia secara harga tuh di bawah yang lain, 8 juta, terus nih 8 juta, 10 juta, tapi ini pasti ada konsekuensinya gitu. Harga segini tuh pasti ada hal lain yang harus kita bayar atau korbankan, yaitu ya waktu transit, keribetan transit, dan apply visa dan segala macam. Jadi kalau misal nanti keterima dan mau pilih, mungkin ini dipertimbangkan dengan baik. Takutnya tadi nggak jadi terbang atau apa kan.
Iya. Betul.
Begitu sih. Oh ya, terus ini Kak, mulai di covernya ini ada pertanyaan, mulai di covernya itu kapan gitu. Misalnya kita berangkat lebih awal, nah jadi mulai di cover di Sochinya itu apa pas tanggal 1 sampai tanggal berapa kayak gitu.
Iya, pasti sejak festival itu mulai mungkin nggak tanggal 1 pas ya. Kayaknya mungkin dari tanggal 2, biasanya sih gitu, mungkin dari tanggal 29, karena kan pasti udah ada yang datang lebih awal gitu. Biasanya mungkin dari 1 atau 2 hari sebelumnya sampai mungkin 1 atau 2 hari setelahnya. Jadi nggak mungkin tanggal 7 selesai terus langsung diusir gitu, nggak mungkin. Ini nggak mungkin. Jadi karena kan tanggal 7 itu pun pasti kan selesai malam biasanya kan, penutupan closing ceremony. Aja mungkin tanggal 8, tanggal 9 itu baru selesai, makanya tanggal 10 itu baru mulai regional program gitu. Nah, mungkin aku sedikit juga share tentang regional program ya. Ya ini yang sebenarnya udah ini pernah di-share juga. Jadi intinya yaitu tadi tanggal 10 sampai 17 itu regional program. Kemudian ada 30 kota besar yang bisa kalian singgah. Itu tapi pertama itu pasti akan 3 hari ke Moskow dulu, 3 hari. Jadi mungkin tanggal 10, 11, 12 kemungkinan itu akan melihat exhibition di namanya VDNH. Di VDNH itu 3 hari, mungkin keliling-keliling Moskow gitu. Jadi kalau nggak cuma pengen ke Sochi doang, tapi pengen mampir ke Moskow, lihat Red Square, lihat Saint Basil, lihat Kremlin, mungkin pengen ziarah ke Vladimir Lenin masih ada. Terus ya itu bisa coba apply buat regional program. Cuma itu memang pas lagi puasa ya. Jadi buat jadi pertimbangan juga. Tapi karena masih spring, musim semi, puasanya nggak lama. Bahkan mungkin bisa lebih cepat daripada di Indonesia. Kemudian ada jadi nah ini yang nanti akan kita pilih. Sekarang kan hanya baru bisa klik submit untuk regional program. Cuma kita belum bisa milih nih mau tema yang mana. Nah, nanti biasanya mungkin setelah pengumuman gitu ya, setelah pengumuman nanti kita baru bisa memilih mau pilih yang mana. Ini ada beberapa kota yang bisa dipilih. Ada kalau temanya live and work in Russia, we visit major Russian industrial, technological, scientific, and educational centers. Ada di Murmansk, di Salechat, Antimansis. Nah, teman-teman juga perlu pertimbangkan juga apakah misalnya walaupun itu bulan Maret ya, tapi itu Rusia, jadi hampir pasti dingin. Itu perlu diperhatikan. Sochi itu di bawah sini, di sekitar sini Sochi. Kalau teman-teman ke Murmansk bulan Maret, ya tetap aja itu bersalju di sana. Jadi itu perlu diperhatikan. Kalau bisa ke Salakar juga, ya itu pasti dingin di sana. Gitu. Jadi kayak di kota-kota ini, ya ini pasti dingin. Jadi ya harus harus siap juga sama. Jadi kayak, wah musim semi, hahaha, gitu. Ya ini Rusia, jadi memang agak lain. Dari 12 bulan, 8 bulannya pasti dingin. Nah, kemudian kalau temanya Memory Lane itu mengunjungi kota-kota pahlawan dari Perang Dunia Kedua, bisa ke Saint Petersburg, ke Tula, Smolensk, Kursk, Belgorod, Volgograd gitu ya, bisa. Atau mau ke daerah-daerah yang jauh sekalian, mau ke paling timur di Petropavlov-Kamchatsky, ini bagus banget di sini, nature-nya sangat bagus, atau di Khabarov. Mahatskala, ini tempatnya Habib Nurmagomedov, ini sangat bagus juga di sini alamnya. Aku pernah ke sini dan ini bagus banget. Atau ke Kaliningrad, ini satu daerah yang di luar Rusia, jadi kayak dia di perbatasan antara Polandia sama beberapa negara lainnya, aku lupa negara apa aja, sama negara-negara apa Baltik gitu ya. Ini karena dulu di sini punya Jerman, kemudian setelah Perang Dunia II itu jadi milik Rusia. Jadi nuansanya itu sebetulnya lebih ke Eropa Barat di sini. Jadi kayak beda nuansanya. Jadi bisa pilih ini atau mau ke Sevastopol, Crimea atau Lugansk, ini daerah-daerah yang baru join sama Rusia. Jadi ya itu yang bisa dipilih kira-kira. Gitu sih.
True.
Oke, mungkin ada pertanyaan lagi?
Izin bertanya lagi.
Iya,
Nuansa ini beda sih. Apa nuansa
Iya.
eventnya antara Sochi
Iya.
sama regional tuh bakal beda.
Beda ya. Ya, gimana tadi
Ya,
siapa?
ya.
Ah,
Ya Kak, saya Satrio. Izin bertanya Kak.
Hmm.
Jadi kan kalau misalnya kita kepilih ikut regional program, kan tanggal utama itu kan yang awal itu kan 1 sampai 7 Maret ya. Terus yang
Iya.
regional program mulai tanggal 10. Nah, terus dari tanggal 7 sampai 10 tuh agendanya ngapain Kak? Kalau buat yang kepilih ikut regional program.
Sejujurnya kalau untuk agenda itu belum ada ya, maksudnya belum rigid gitu. Jadi gini teman-teman, bahwa kalau pertama untuk tanggal 1 sampai tanggal 7, kalau dibilang nanti agendanya apa aja, agendanya sangat luas. Jadi kita tuh jadi karena festival, orang tuh bakal membaur aja gitu di sana. Satu hari tuh bisa ada puluhan program. Kalau kamu senangnya seni, ya mungkin kamu ikut yang seni-seni, sukanya olahraga mungkin ikut lari, ikut main basket, ikut apa segala macam, kompetisi sama antar negara segala macam kayak gitu. Jadi satu hari itu akan ada banyak banget program yang itu nanti baru bisa kita akses biasanya di akun masing-masing gitu. Nah, kalau yang regional program itu biasanya nanti sudah ada jadwal yang rigid, maksudnya kayak hari ini ngapain, besok ngapain, itu udah ada seperti itu biasanya. Nah, ngapain aja, aku sendiri tahun 2017 nggak ikut regional program karena fokus ngurusin si main programnya. Jadi Rosi waktu itu kemana? Ikut ya?
Kazan itu temanya
ke
soal
Kazan.
kayak muslim ya.
Oke.
Soal
Ke
apa
Kazan.
namanya?
Nah, gimana waktu itu ke Kazan gimana? Programnya seperti apa? Mungkin bisa sharing juga.
Iya, jadi regional program itu malah menurutku lebih jadi gini.
Lebih seru.
Kan orang membayangkan, jadi awalnya aku membayangkan
Ke desa.
international program di Sochi itu tuh bakalan kayak ada yang mengarahkan gitu kan. Karena aku mengalami itu di Kazan. Di Kazan tuh beneran kita datang disambut dengan tarian.
Oh iya, betul. Iya,
Betul banget. Jadi makanan-makanan di mana Kazan pun beda. Jadi kayak misalnya aku bisa share yang ini ya vibes-nya, lihat ya. Yang Sochi ini beneran kayak kita di acara ya beginilah, banyak orang ya, puluhan ribu.
Iya, puluhan ribu iya.
Kayak gini. Terus kemana-mana tuh naik bus, kamarnya kayak gini gitu. Nah, yang di Kazan itu lebih tiap hari tuh ada aja tarian-tarian untuk menyambut kami gitu. Berkunjung ke desa ini ditariin, berkunjung ke desa sono ada tari yang lain gitu. Terus makanannya pun ya nggak makanan yang kayak di Sochi gitu. Jadi waktu di Kazan itu terlalu dimanja gitu, makanannya kayak gini. Benar-benar yang mewah gitu kan, kamarnya juga mewah banget, isinya pokoknya liburan lah, beneran cultural gitu. Setelah dari Kazan datang ke Sochi, bener-bener kaget gitu, kayak bocah hilang. Jadi yang Kazan itu beneran dibangunin jam 7 tuh, hai wake up please gitu. Di Sochi mau bangun jam 8, mau jam 9, orang-orang anak
Terserah.
Indonesia udah ada gitu. Karena
Iya,
mereka udah nyebar.
udah
Jadi
langsung nyebar, iya betul.
kalau di Kazan tuh bakal sekamar sama orang asing. Jadi bakalan dicampur sama internasional gitu. Nah, kalau di Sochi kan satu gedung orang Indonesia ya waktu itu.
Iya.
Jadi beneran bangun waktu itu kesiangan jam 9, itu anak Indonesia udah nggak ada semua. Mereka udah yang sport ya, mereka udah naik bis ke venue yang sport culture. Nah, aku kayak orang bingung aja mau kemana, baru lihat-lihat jadwal. Makanya kalau dulu kan dapat HP itu, mungkin sekarang nggak dapat. Kalau dulu tuh dapat HP ada jadwalnya. Jadi jadwalnya bisa, iya. Jadi HP-nya tuh bisa dilihat ada jadwalnya di situ, gitulah. Jadi vibes-nya tuh beneran beda gitu. Kalau yang regional sama yang Sochi itu ya beneran yang festival, orang banyak banget gitu.
Karena konsepnya juga ada beda ya. Karena kalau regional program itu konsepnya memang dia untuk mengenalkan kota dan budaya di daerah tersebut gitu. Jadi ya pasti ada program setiap harinya. Sedangkan kalau di festival itu ya setiap harinya ada banyak program, kita yang pilih mau ngapain, mau jungkir balik, mau ngapain itu suka-suka gitu ya. Gitu. Karena nanti pun kita nanti akan ada, ini juga menarik sih teman-teman, karena kita nanti akan ada expo juga. Nah, aku pikir itu juga bisa untuk narik sponsor juga. Jadi kalau ada barang-barang mereka yang mau ditampilkan di expo gitu, jadi kita nanti akan expo atas nama Indonesia. Nah, kayak waktu itu tuh anak-anak pada bawa apa sih, ada yang bawa Indomie lah, ada yang bawa jamu lah, ada yang bawa apa macam-macam, ada yang bawa batik, ada yang bawa baju.
Dapat sponsor tuh ya.
Ya, itu dijual di sana dan orang-orang pada suka, pada beli waktu itu. Jadi ya itu mungkin bisa juga untuk nanti menggait sponsor. Bisa.
Iya.
Kak, punten sebenarnya tadi yang saya tanyain itu jadi gini, kan kalau misalnya kita kepilih regional program, berarti kan ada, kan tadi Kakak bilang di event yang utama itu kan 1 sampai 7 Maret. Terus kalau regional program startnya kan tanggal 10 kan.
10,
Nah,
iya,
berarti di
betul.
antara tanggal 7 sampai 10 itu kita ngapain? Maksudnya kita di mana?
Mungkin mungkin sudah pindah. Karena itu kan pasti butuh proses. Kan nggak tiba-tiba, itu tadi aku bilang, tanggal 7 selesai kan nggak mungkin tanggal 7 langsung pada pergi semua, enggak. Pasti itu kan proses. Mungkin tanggal 8 baru pergi, ya kan? Tanggal 8 baru pergi, mungkin let's say nyampe Moskow, atau mungkin ada yang baru nyampe Moskow tanggal 9, nah tanggal 10 baru berangkat. Gitu.
Kayak transit sih sebenarnya di
Iya,
Moskow.
transit. Iya, pasti. Antara tanggal 9, tanggal 8, tanggal 9 itu pasti akan transit. Entah itu masih free di Sochi, atau mungkin tanggal 9-nya sudah di Moskow. Jadi ya seperti itu. Itu tergantung nanti gimana mereka logistiknya aja. Itu. Nanti kan sudah akan diatur. Gitu.
Oke. Oh ya, satu lagi buat konfirmasi Kak, itu berarti ntar kan kalau misalnya kita kepilih regional program tuh kita bakal milih lagi kan kita mau kemana gitu.
Harusnya iya. Iya, harusnya iya.
Nanti kalau pas.
Tapi gini, kalau itu aku juga perlu konfirmasi lagi nanti ya. Apakah nanti yang dipilih itu hanya tema ininya, gitu. Terus nanti kita akan disebar entah di mana. Tapi kalau dulu Rosi milih di Kazan ya? Atau milih tema juga?
Jadi pakai ini Kak, pakai prioritas gitu. Jadi misal kita mau milih yang pertama soal Islam, apa Muslim, apa Indonesia. Jadi ada prioritasnya gitu. Nah, nanti kita kepilih di prioritas berapa gitu, dicocokin.
Iya, tapi berarti kan tidak memilih kota ya? Tidak memilih kota kan?
Memilih tema. Ya.
Memilih tema, iya betul. Jadi berarti mungkin nanti kamu milihnya di sini, ya mungkin tiba-tiba mungkin nanti dapat di Kazan, atau mungkin di Perm, atau di Yekaterinburg. Yekaterinburg ini batas antara Asia dan Eropa. Di situ ada batas di pegunungan Ural itu, yang Asia Eropa. Nah terus atau mungkin nanti milihnya Memory Lane. Jadi mungkin aku pikir ya tema mekanismenya mirip-mirip. Jadi nanti ketika nanti dapat pengumuman, nanti kamu akan pergi kemana gitu, mungkin nanti tiba-tiba ke Tula atau ke Volgograd gitu.
Nanti aku bisa share nih, aku lagi buka soal ini mungkin kita bisa share sekilas. Gini.
Oke.
Jadi kayak congratulations, kamu sekarang regional, kayak panitianya beda gitu kan kalau regional.
Iya, betul. Gitu. Karena itu panitia di sananya langsung di tiap daerah.
Ya, jadi tiap daerah. Terus got your ticket to Russia, terus gimana ke Kazannya? Ya udah, when you come to Moscow udah ada siapa yang akan menunggu di airport dan akan apa namanya membantu kita ke Kazan. Terus kapan programnya? Terus ini ngapain aja? Dokumennya ngapain? Terus nanti tinggal kalau kita mau perform ngisi apa. Jadi sebenarnya yang nanti kalau misalnya tanggal 7 sampai 10 pasti akan dapat email kayak gini karena mereka punya lokal panitia gitu. Yang
Ya, betul.
Oke, Kak. Menarik. Yuk,
Oke.
makasih banyak, Kak.
Ya, oke, sama-sama. Untuk yang regional program ini, kalian sampai sekarang masih bisa apply. Jadi nggak masalah kalau emang ada yang tertarik. Atau kalau misalnya tiba-tiba nggak jadi tertarik, bisa di withdraw aja. Withdraw application gitu. Bukan berarti withdraw dari aplikasi WF-nya ya, tapi withdraw dari si itunya aja, dari regional program. Gitu.
Oke. Siap. Udah mau jam 10 nih.
Udah mau jam 10 ya? Nggak terasa. Oke, mungkin sudah semua?
Udah.
Kayaknya ya. Oke. Mudah-mudahan cukup menjawab teman-teman. Ini juga saya record sih, nanti mungkin bisa di-share juga rekamannya kalau mau tanya-tanya lagi, atau kalau misalnya mau cari tanya-tanya tentang sponsorship, bisa nanti mention Rosi juga gitu ya. Atau mungkin nanti sebenarnya ada Syahdan juga. Syahdan di sini tadi ada, cuma nggak.
Iya, malah apa nih?
Iya, Syahdan ini yang dari UII yang dapat.
Iya, yang dia mendapatkan grant yang sangat besar ya.
Ya, gitu.
Halo,
Jadi,
ada Wang, baru keluar,
ada.
sorry.
Oh iya. Nah, ya silakan Syahdan. Jadi mungkin Syahdan nanti bisa, atau Syahdan mau cerita juga, mau sharing-sharing.
Syahdan ceritain kamu dapat berapa dari UII. Hilang nih.
Oh, hilang Syahdannya, iya.
Ya nanti pokoknya bisa aja tanya gitu aku atau Syahdan. Misalnya mau kayak proposalnya kayak gini atau enggak, terus apa gitu mungkin bisa aku bantu ini.
Okay. Ali, you wanna ask another question?
Okay. Now, where are you now?
I'm in Jakarta.
Jakarta.
Okay. Smart.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for all questions. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hafizullah. You want to ask?
Yeah, hello.
Hello, hi.
Yes. First of all, thank you, Rosie, for your sharing your experience. I got lots of informative information. So I want to just ask a very short question. So I'm an international student in Indonesia. Currently, I'm studying in Bandung. So I just want to ask, will there any criteria that there will be, for example, 10 international students or 10 foreign nationalities who are living in Indonesia will be selected, or 15, or I don't know, 5. Is there anything like that or no?
Actually, no. Every participant will be treated equally. So everything actually will be based on their points, how much they got in their points, based on their portfolio, based on essay and videos as well. So the total points they got will be accumulated, and then will be placed in ranks. So the highest score until the lower quota, the bottom, will be selected as our delegation.
Okay, and these applicants are selected by NPC in Indonesia or in Russia?
Everything, we as NPC, we help them to sort all the candidates, and then however the final decisions will be with the organizer in Moscow. Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you so much for your answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that's all for today. Thank you very much, guys, for coming with us maybe sharing stories with us also. Thank you, Rosie, for
Yep.
sharing your story with us. Very inspiring. Okay, we see you again. Hopefully, in the future, hopefully we can meet as a delegate in Russia, in Sochi. I'll be happy to meet all of you. Okay, that's it for today. Maybe Rosie will send the file, yeah,
Sorry,
if possible.
could you please share that PDF about the flies in our WhatsApp group, please?
The what? Sorry.
The PDF of the flies. Could you share the WhatsApp group?
Yeah. Of course. We will
Okay,
share.
thank you.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Thank you for today. Have a good night, everyone. Yeah. We see you again. Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you, Kak Oci. Keren
Thank
banget.
you. Bye.
Thank you,
Sukses
thank you,
semuanya
thank
dong.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, Bang.
Thank you.